and Thune at noon with Mike Steely and Parker Thune. Hit the guys up on the Riverwind Casino calling line at 405-329-9000. Text the show on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Live from the Buffalo Wild Wings studios, here's Mike Steely and Parker Thune.
All right, welcome in, everybody. It is a Thursday, and yes, we are here in the Buffalo Wild Wings studios, getting ready to hear from you guys and ladies on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line today, 405-651-3439. And again, we're on YouTube. We're streaming live on YouTube. All you have to do is go to YouTube and search KREF Sports. And once you get to our homepage, you will see the little red circle around our logo. That means we're live. Click on that, and you're there. Parker Thune, how you doing? How's everything? How about that Sooner basketball team last night?
Steely, I don't really know what to make of this Oklahoma basketball team anymore. Because just when I think I'm out, they reel me right back in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this was supposed to be the final nail in the coffin, right? Oklahoma was supposed to lose this game to a team that already beat them by 25 several weeks back. And, okay, you pretty much foreclosed the path to the tournament for Oklahoma. And all of a sudden, they come out, they're firing on all cylinders. They're shooting the lights out in the first half. And to their credit, they maintained the margin in the second half. Missouri made runs at times, but it always felt like Oklahoma had an answer.
Finally.
And Jeremiah Fears, man, like, here's the thing, Steely. There's still obviously work to be done for this team to make the field of 68. Joe Lunardi, even with the win over Missouri last night for Oklahoma and a convincing win at that, still has him in his first four out as of today. There is still work to be done. You need at least one more win, probably two, to feel safe. But if Oklahoma gets into the field of 68, I don't think there's any 6 seed or any poor 7 seed out there that's going to want any part of guarding Jeremiah Fears in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Career high 31 last night, only turned it over one time against Missouri, full court press pretty much the entire game, right? Very efficient as well. Just a great game for him. Sam Godwin, before he got hurt, we'll see how serious that is. I would be really surprised if he played against Texas, but we'll see what happens Saturday night. But Fears was amazing. And when Fears plays like that, the Sooners have a great chance. And, again, I think we were all waiting when Missouri cut it down to 6. You know,
here we go.
Here we go. It's going to be another dagger. Who is going to be Brutus this time? Who's going to be the person who stabs the Sooners and ends it late in the game? But it didn't happen last night. So the one thing you might say, as frustrating as this season has been for Sooner basketball fans, they have not quit and keep playing hard, and we'll see. So you're saying there's a chance. Texas, 7 o'clock, SEC Network in Austin. Remember, Texas had dropped 3 in a row before they went to Starkville and beat Mississippi State, which really didn't do any favors for Oklahoma the other night in overtime. So that was Tuesday night, I believe. So Saturday night, 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. We'll talk more Sooner basketball next segment. By the way, the OU women will be playing here in just a little bit. The OU women taking on Georgia today in Greensville, South Carolina, on the SEC Network. I don't know if Vandy and Tennessee have gone final yet, but it was scheduled to tip at 12:30. I think it might be maybe 12:45 or so. We'll see. But we'll keep you posted on what's happening there. All right, here is your poll question today, folks, on YouTube. Who impressed you the most yesterday? At all these interviews we had, you know, you made John Mateer available. Brent was available. Obviously, Jim Nagy met with the media, wearing his OU stuff for the first time. You had all the newcomers in the portal, all the newcomers, you know, coming in the recruiting class that are here early, made available. So a ton of interviews. And a lot of good stuff yesterday. But who impressed you the most? We're going to give you 3 choices, unless you want to write one in the chat. John Mateer, Jim Nagy, or Brent Venables. Now, Parker, I am going to go with Jim Nagy.
Really?
I'm going with Jim Nagy. Maybe it's because I've heard Mateer speak before. I'd seen Jim Nagy on the NFL Network and, some things associated with the Senior Bowl. But, man, this guy was sharp as a tack. I love what he was saying. Mateer was great, too. And your favorite line of the whole day came from John Mateer, right? Which was?
People say I got swag. I just play football. A Baker quip if I've ever heard one, Steely.
How about the glorious hairdo, too? He looks like a throwback to the days of the Partridge Family. It's parted in the middle, and it looks really good. I think the ladies kind of like John Mateer, too. And he's been great.
The ladies always like the starting quarterback at the University of Oklahoma. Let's not get it twisted.
Well, I guess that's true, unless you look like Quasimodo or something. But, yeah. But he's going out supporting, tennis, women's gymnastics. He gave them a promo on the podium yesterday. I think he's done and said all the right things so far. I can't wait to see him play some football. We will not see him in the spring playing in a real game. But the whole thing I thought was pretty good yesterday. Some really good sound. But I want to go with Jim Nagy. Now, this was Jim Nagy's opening statement yesterday, and here's what he had to say to get started with the media yesterday.
Really excited to move out here and start our new chapter of our life here in Norman. I want to thank the search committee that brought me here to Norman. Randall Stevenson, Joe Castiglione, President Haraz, and Jake Rosenberg. Thank all those guys. Excited to be here with Coach Venables and the staff. I know a bunch of these guys from over the years in scouting when I was in the NFL and then my time at the Senior Bowl. So excited to get to work. Excited to get out here and help them find good players to build this thing up and build championship football teams.
All right, so a good, solid opening statement there. I really love this one, though, because everybody's talking about, well, what is this going to look like? How's he going to work with the coaches? And it should be fairly simple, right? But Jim Nagy did say yesterday that this will be a collaborative effort between himself and the coaching staff.
When I came in on the interview, that's the one thing I wanted to do is just assure the coaches that I'm here to help. This is going to be a really fun collaboration. I saw it firsthand in the NFL. Like, Brent and I's relationship is going to be critical, and he and I both know that. We have to be really intentional with our communication, and I think the best example I was ever around was John Schneider and Pete Carroll in Seattle, and they had a really awesome 14-year run together. So I've seen it. I've seen what it should look like. So, I'm excited about that. But again, I'm here to help. I'm here to help them find players, take some stuff off their plate. Brent doesn't need to be negotiating all these contracts. I don't think that's a coach's place at all.
There you go. And then finally, I love this one from yesterday where he was talking about Jim Nagy once he got the job and started getting some phone calls from buddies. Well, here's what he had to say.
It's funny. When the hire was announced, I got a lot of calls and texts from guys at the college level, and they said, welcome to the something show. I'll leave it at that. I'll edit it. And I really don't look at it that way.
So there you go. Jim Nagy is joining the Something Show. Let me ask you this, Parker Thune. Is Jim Nagy the second most important member of the football staff behind Brent, based on the way college football is structured now?
In the immediate future or in the long run? In the immediate future, it's still Ben Arbuckle. If we're thinking more big picture,
I would agree with that.
If we're taking a more of a long view to this thing, then I would say without question, it's Jim Nagy. Without question, it's Jim Nagy. Because I'll say this, Steely, if you go back to the Jim Knowles saga, when Oklahoma was on the precipice of hiring Jim Knowles to be the defensive coordinator, what were we all saying was one of the major benefits of bringing in Jim Knowles? Well, it allows BV to be a CEO, right?
Right.
He can go hands-off with the day-to-day coaching, game planning a little bit, and he can focus more on the big picture. But what was the major concern that underscored all of that? Well, does Brent really have the capacity to stay hands-off? And I think the way that things have worked themselves out, honestly, it's kind of an ideal circumstance. I think it's a far better fit, all things considered, than it would have been if you had hired Jim Knowles as your defensive coordinator because, by all accounts, Brent Venables just can't help himself, right? He's got to be involved. He's a football dude. He's a football junkie. He's got to have his hands in the pie, and that's great because, as he said yesterday, he's really, really good at it. But what hiring Jim Nagy does allows Brent Venables to kind of pass off some of those CEO responsibilities to the general manager. So he can focus primarily on just coaching ball, calling the defense, doing what he's done for so long, and not having to worry about all of the malarkey and red tape with contracts and agents and the like.
Yeah, no doubt. And to me, I like what Jim Nagy said. And again, I think we all know this, but retaining your players is so important as well. And the Sooners really, particularly on the defensive side of the football, they did a great job of retaining their players. Because all these guys, man, if they're playing well, R. Mason Thomas, Dominic Williams, Robert Spears Jennings, Kip Lewis, a lot of these guys, I'm sure, had some opportunities out there. But retaining your players is very important as well. And sometimes I think not everybody forgets about that, but when they talk about NIL, it also takes NIL dollars to retain your players as well. I would be interested to see what the percentage breakdown would be of how much money Oklahoma spent on NIL to bring other prospects in versus the money it took to keep players in Norman. Any clue on that? What would you guess?
Every single year, the way it's going to be and the way it has been is you're spending far more on retention than acquisition.
I would think so too. And sometimes it depends on who you're getting. John Mateer, based on what we hear, we're hearing, I think the round figure was like $2.5 million. So you may have a large expenditure here or there, but you might have, again, more tied up, as you mentioned, Parker, in trying to keep your very best players, which is kind of sad, but it's the reality in the day and age we live in college football. What about players other than John Mateer? Who did you enjoy visiting with yesterday, maybe that you hadn't talked to in a while, or maybe Michael Fasusi? I know you guys at OU Insider have talked to him, but what about some of the newcomers and young guys? Anybody stand out to you?
I thought it was really, really, and this is not the answer you would have expected me to come out with, but I thought it was really, really interesting to sit and talk with Cole Gonzalez, the other quarterback transfer, right?
Western Carolina
transfer Cole Gonzalez, because I kind of figured, as did many, that this was a guy that was simply going to be around for a year, learn what he can learn, then transfer somewhere else in 2026 for his last year of eligibility to try and start, because, could that really happen for him at Oklahoma? But that wasn't the vibe I got at all in talking to Cole Gonzalez, because, he's the son of longtime Florida wide receivers coach Billy Gonzalez. And so he's very familiar with the SEC, has a lot of confidence about him, which you got to have as a quarterback, right? But he's always felt that he's an SEC caliber player. That's why when he got the opportunity to play at Oklahoma, he canceled his visits to like Charlotte and Pitt and UTEP, and he was like, all right, I'm going to Oklahoma. And I asked him, hey, your dad's at Florida. Oklahoma's not scheduled to play Florida this year. Are you glad you're not going to have to go toe-to-toe with your dad's school, or would you like to have that intra-family competition? And he said, I hope I'm around whenever Oklahoma plays Florida, because I think that'd be a ton of fun. So he seemed to me like a guy that is not treating this like a stopover. It doesn't feel like a stopover destination for him at all. Definitely feels like he's here to compete. He's here to prove something. He's here to strut his stuff and try and establish the reality that he belongs. And I'll say this, man. Look, John Mateer is the starter. We all know that. There's really no question about that at this point. But there's been a lot of positive early buzz on Cole Gonzalez, of all people. Like,
here we go. Next Bauer Sharp. This time he's just going to be the quarterback, though.
Yeah, but the word from inside the building has been, whoa, that guy's a lot better than we thought he was going to be.
Well, that's a good situation.
Hey,
because
it is a great situation.
Because when you think about who the backup is, Michael Hawkins, right?
As you learned in 2022, and as was reemphasized in 2024, you can never have too many competent quarterbacks on the roster.
By the way, before we get to our first break, players that will miss spring practice: Heath Ozida, Cade McIntyre, Jaden Jackson, Logan Howland, Seth Freeman, KJ Daniels with a hamstring situation, Andy Bass, Javonte Barnes, of course, got his foot hurt late in the year, Darius Afalava. None of those real surprises, but somebody had a setback. Jaden Gibson. And when I heard that, I thought, no. So what do we know on the Gibson situation?
You're not going to see him this spring. You're not going to see him this spring.
I don't care about no combine, man. I want to know, is he going to be out there against Illinois State ready to go?
He should be out there against Illinois State ready to go, assuming there are no more setbacks.
Okay. You said it's not related to the ligament, right?
No. He didn't re-tear anything, so that's good.
All right. I think a lot of Sooner fans, when they heard that or saw that, were like, no, man, please, no. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We're live on YouTube. Who impressed you the most yesterday? John Mateer, Jim Nagy, Brent Venables, or write somebody in. We'll head to YouTube chat and the text line coming up here in a little bit. Want to thank Lasher Home Comfort Systems, as we always do, for sponsoring our first hour. Tim Lasher, great Sooner, very reliable in the clutch, just like his company. If you need heating and air needs addressed and fixed, give them a call at 405-579-3113. Just getting warmed up here on this Thursday. We'll take a quick break, come back. We'll talk a little more Sooner basketball and hit the text line and the YouTube chat right here on the Ref.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is the Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Oklahoma baseball single-game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
Oklahoma DRS helps job seekers with disabilities become taxpayers.
Their whole thing is to help people with disabilities go back to work.
They knew that I would be successful if I did not give up.
They have given me the power and confidence to face any challenge.
I'm just glad that, DRS was there. Empower yourself. Talk to DRS Vocational Rehabilitation.
Or services for the blind today.
OKDRS.gov. 800-487-4042.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, this is meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO 5 News weather forecast. Cold out the door, I'd grab a jacket. Then this afternoon, becoming mostly cloudy to overcast. South breeze 20 to 30 miles an hour with highs in the lower 60s. The winds stay up tonight. It's breezy. A cloudy start. Clouds break by daybreak Friday morning with a low of 47. Get outside. Enjoy Friday. West wind, sunny, highs in the 70s. Cold rain likely, highs in the 40s on Saturday.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
So you want to create your future? Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about. For decades, Moore Norman Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Moore Norman Tech.
Hey Sooner fans, this is Jordan Bowers.
And Danny Sievers from the 6-time national champions OU women's gymnastics team.
These 4 years have gone by so fast.
It's hard to believe our final home meet will be March 7th against Michigan.
We want to fill the LNC and help send our seniors out on top.
Get your tickets at Soonersports.com and don't forget to become a member of Team 10.
Team 10 supports our team above and beyond anything we could ever have dreamed of. It has made a great experience even better.
Go to Soonersports.com to get your tickets to senior night against Michigan and to become a member of Team 10.
Does your business need a trusted electrical advisor to help with repairs, maintenance, service changes, or upgrades? Don't just trust anyone. Choose Wade Electric, a family-owned company with over 50 years of experience. Wade Electric has an extensive portfolio of completed projects in new construction, remodels, and service. We specialize in a variety of electrical installations like accent lighting and automation, landscape and security lighting, shop and outbuilding wiring, and more. Call Wade Electric today at 405-329-1940 for all your electrical needs. Basketball season's here, and there's no better place to watch the Sooners than at Coach's Corner in Norman. Catch every thrilling play on tons of TVs, plus enjoy the coldest beer in town. But wait, Coach's Corner isn't just for game days. Join us Tuesday nights for bingo, Wednesday nights for Singo, and don't miss Thirsty Thursdays with unbeatable drink specials. With Soul Food Sundays, the best atmosphere for OU basketball, and events all week long, Coach's Corner is your go-to spot at the intersection of Lindsay and Berry, where every day is game day.
It is the Thursday edition of Steelman and Thune, right here in the home of Sooner fans, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Headed to the YouTube chat in a second as well. Tomorrow out at Riverwind Casino. Can't wait to get out there and see Justin and the crew out there at Riverwind Casino, right there every Friday, right in front of Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant. I would imagine we might have some concert tickets to give away. We'll see. Last Friday night, they had the legendary Gladys Knight. They've got some great bands. All three sold out for this month. We're talking about 38 Special, Chicago, and Bonnie Raitt. The hits keep coming at the Showplace Theater, and Beats and Bites is on the way as well. We'll tell you more on that a little bit later. Before we hear from Porter Moser, all right, everyday life stuff. You are too young of a whippersnapper, Parker, to probably ever have seen the movie Falling Down.
Falling Down. Never seen it.
Michael Douglas would have been like maybe early 90s. Anyway, I believe it was L.A., so he's stuck in traffic, and it's not moving. He's having a bad day, and eventually he goes ballistic because of the traffic. So this morning I do what I do, not quite every day, but every other day. Well, every day. I just lied. I pull into McDonald's for a good, solid, nutritious breakfast. So I pull into the drive-thru, okay? Now what happens? There's a van in front of the speaker. This van, first of all, when I pull up, I'm feeling good. Everything's all right. Okay, 2 minutes later, the van still hasn't moved and still barking orders at the speaker. So I look in the back of the van. I can see the shadowy figure of some small kids in the back, 4 or 5 of them. And the female driver of said van keeps looking back and then barking orders at the speaker. Now, here's what we do, people, in a situation like that. If you have half a brain, you get the orders before you pull up to the speaker. You don't ask little Timmy in the back seat. I'm sure Timmy's a fine young kid. What do you want? Happy Meal. They're not serving Happy Meals right now, Timmy. What Happy Meal. I want a Happy Meal. That must have gone on for like 10 minutes, so I was this close to snapping. Now, I maintain my regional radio star composure that belies me, and I didn't get on the horn. I thought, it takes a lot for me to get on the horn. I considered the peel-outs move where you burn some rubber and just go flying by them. And then I thought, no, at the age of 62, I'm probably going to hit the side of the vehicle or something. So I didn't make that move, but I finally backed up enough where I could get around them. I didn't even honk the horn. but they were still sitting there. This had been like 4.5 minutes now.
There's another
not moving.
There's another media member in our market who would not have been near as patient in the McDonald's drive-thru. I'll tell you that much. This is the second story involving a McDonald's drive-thru that has been told by a member of the Oklahoma media in recent years.
Is that media member afflicted with gout?
No.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Not to my knowledge. Maybe. Not famously.
Okay. Well, so I'm just thinking, if you've got 5 or 6 kids in a van and you're pulling up to the McDonald's drive-thru, here's the deal. Have a game plan. Ask them what they want before you get to the speaker. This lady, this brain-dead lady, might be a fine lady, but definitely brain-dead, is sitting there for 5 minutes, and it was just ridiculous. And I thought, if I really was – I'm somewhat off-kilter, but if it was really off-kilter, there might have been a scene there. Would not have been good. So, again, have a game plan when you get to the drive-thru. Know what you want. Don't just, Little Billy, okay, what do you want? Remember, no Happy Meals. I want a Big Mac meal. They're not serving Big Mac meals. I want a Big Mac meal. I mean, that's what was probably going on in that car. Luckily, I did not snap, maintained my composure, and remained an ordinary citizen. Came back through the other drive-thru, drove around this van from hell, come back to the inside lane, go past the van, and get my food while the van is still there. People, you have to have, what do I say about some of these people all the time? No self-awareness whatsoever. None. Just, I can sit in the drive-thru as long as I want. This is my order. No, Myrtle, move your ass, get the orders before you get to the frickin' speaker, you imbecile. So anyway, there you go. That's my story. Am I right? I'm right? I mean, just unbelievable. I mean, minutes are very important in the morning. To get here, I need to be here by 9. That's when I like to be here. Got here about 9:07 because of that van. So, anyway. Okay, let's hear from Porter Moser last night after the game. The Sooners win, come through in the clutch. They made the plays down the stretch. Beat a pretty good Missouri team, 96-84. Jeremiah Fears, a career-high 31. Sam Godwin, before he got injured, was great. So was Mo McGee. The 5 spot for Oklahoma, how about this? 10 of 10 from the floor, 6 of 6 at the free throw line. That's big time. Bryson Goodine, he's going to shoot that. Bang. Nailed it. And then Fears closed it out with another great move. They're telling me to preach, yes, about the drive-through situation. So, anyway, no, they only have self-awareness. That's a good way to put it, too, 405. You're right. But here's Porter Moser after the game with T-Row talking about the Sooners' big win over Missouri.
Super excited for the guys to finish one off like this, number 15 ranked team in the country, and I think Missouri is really good. But we took care of the ball. They press and they come at you the whole game. Mm-hmm. They're really long, and they set that press up. And to have 9 turnovers for handling that the whole game, just really, really happy for the guys and how they had poise. Again, we're figuring things out offensively to score 96 points, 16 assists and only 9 turnovers. We're figuring some things out. And, I've said to this group, I said it to you on the radio, I think this one, just keep believing, keep believing. And, Rise, fall 7, Rise 8, keep getting up. We had gut punch back-to-back, Kentucky and Mississippi, and to come back and now you got the 15th ranked team and, a quad 1 win. They can't take that away from us, and now we got to go chase Texas.
You talk about a big one Saturday night in Austin. Tournament hopes on the line. Sooners need this one and probably one more. You can get to 20. Texas, both coaches' jobs, maybe not so much Rodney Terry as Porter Moser, but there's a lot at stake in this game Saturday night.
There is a lot at stake because Oklahoma needs this one. They need this one in the worst way. Because like I said, Steely, I think they need 2 more wins. 2 more wins to feel comfortable. If they can get 2 more wins, if they can beat Texas and they can steal one in the SEC tournament against who knows who, then you're in the field. I don't think you have to sweat it. If you win one more, you're on the fence, and you're probably sweating it out on Selection Sunday again. If you lose the next two, forget it.
I think you need to win the Texas game too, right? To be 6-12 in the league, rather than going into the conference tournament, you're 5-13, and let's say you beat Georgia in the first round, and that gets you to 19 wins, but you're still 5-13 in the league. So I think the win, bottom line is you need to beat Texas Saturday night, and you need to get probably one more after that. I'm with you. All right, real quick on the YouTube chat, then we'll hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Robbie says, all of the interviews were great. I think the players got the message more than anyone. Nobody's job is guaranteed. Ron says, Mateer was okay. I could listen to BV. I couldn't listen to BV. Made my ears bleed. Gray God says, Michael Fasusi really impressed him.
Mm-hmm.
Smitty putting in work early because Fasusi is what now?
Over 300.
Over 300. He reported at what? Do we know? The ballpark figure there?
He reported somewhere between 275 and 285. I can't remember the exact weight. It was in the 280 neighborhood. So they put some beef on him. He's had a few cheeseburgers. Probably Tucker's onion burgers.
Good for him, man. Those are good. Those are really good. Corrections 101, how you doing? What's up? How you doing? Agrees with the take on the van at the drive-thru, clueless van at the drive-thru. K-Dub says the most impressive to me was Porter Moser. Man has been dealt a bad-handed OU. Terrible arena, little NIL support, but he and his team are going with everything they have. That's all you can ask as a fan. I would agree with that. Randall Smith says, rip Dan Lutz. Yes, Dan was one of my favorite coworkers of all time. Great dude. And, man, one day I'm going to give him a big hug up in heaven. That's no doubt about that. Let's see. Parker eats breakfast at Arby's, says the Gray God. Is that accurate?
Does Arby's serve breakfast food?
I don't. Do they?
I promise you, if they do, I would not be eating it. I have had the last Arby's experience I will ever have.
Did I miss the story about the Arby's experience?
Yeah, I told it on Locked In.
Okay.
I was in Kansas last fall. Hadn't had Arby's in over a decade. Never liked it. The first couple times I had it, did not like it at all. But I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to give Arby's a chance to change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It did not change my mind. It was some of the worst food I've ever put in my mouth.
Arby's, back a long time ago, used to be halfway decent, pretty good. I don't know what happened. That was the infamous moment. Speaking of drive-thrus, you remember my drive-thru story there? Have I told it on this?
Yes, you paid for the food and drove off without it.
And then I had to circle back around. I got like a mile down the road heading back to my place, and I reach over like you want to grab a curly fry or something. It's like, wait a minute, there's no bag here in the passenger. What? So I've got to come all the way back behind like 4 cars, and then I have to circle around and I'm the guy that left the beef and cheddar and the, okay, yeah, we've got it for you. Just come on around. And as I drive back around, there are like 4 employees, you know, kind of looking, who's this dumbass? Here he comes. And they're all looking at me. There's the idiot who not only did I just drive straight through, I paid for the food and then just left. And then I had to come back. And I wasn't even an old fool like I am now. I was probably, I don't know, 35 years old at the time. Something's wrong with my medulla oblongata. It used to be Roy Rogers. Yeah, Roy Rogers, right over there on Lindsay Street in Norman. That was at Norman High School. We'd go get some roast beef sandwiches over at Roy Rogers back in the day. Good stuff. It was either McDonald's, Taco Bell, maybe Taco Mayo across the street, or Roy Rogers were probably the top 4 choices. Okay, what else, Parker?
A 405 listener says, Steely should have paid forward the lady in the van's meal while instructing the window person to pass on, get your order ready faster.
Yeah, that probably. I was too shook at the time. I was very, very bothered by that lack of awareness. I thought, this lady's got to be on Facebook all day or something when she drops the kids off.
Santa John says, what happens to me is following 10 minutes waiting in line and finally pulling up to the speaker. The attendant tells me that they are no longer serving breakfast. They just shut down the breakfast menu. Steelman, at least you got your breakfast.
That's true. That can be when you're thinking, hey, we're on the clock here, and you see the shot clock, counting down, and you've got some fool in front of you taking their time. That's not cool. Not cool at all.
5-star Randy says, she was probably making changes to customize everything on the order also.
Yeah, don't customize at a fast food place. Unless you, go in or something maybe, but it's fast freaking food, okay? We're not talking about a Michelin-rated restaurant or anything. It's fast food. Just have your game plan. Great execution once you get to the drive-thru. Okay. Execute the order and get the hell out of Dodge.
Joe Bob from Louisiana says, Parker not eating Arby's. He a bougie hoe.
What's a bougie hoe? Is that a Louisiana hoe?
No.
I don't know what it is. What is it? I'm sure it's on Urban Dictionary. And
do you know what the word bougie means?
I have no clue what it means.
Really?
What did you young imbeciles come up with for this now? I'm sure it's on, did you see bougie? Can't believe that. Do I want to know? Do I want to find out during the break?
I mean, bougie is what it sounds like. It's somebody that is, or I should say acts like they're from a higher class of society.
Oh, okay. How have I never heard that? Bourgeois or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
that's where it's derived from, bourgeois.
Oh, okay. Well, geez.
If you're bougie, generally you think you're too good for something.
Okay. We got Blake over here laughing.
Or you just spend a ton of money unnecessarily.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, now I understand. You abbreviated it, as Kevin would say.
Brian in Bixby says, Parker, how in the hell does Steely not know what bougie means?
Because I'm involved in an ordinary society. Okay?
He's not very self-aware.
I am involved in the normal society. I just said I finally found out.
Steely,
right?
if anyone on this staff is bougie outside of TJ Perry, it's you and your 4,000 square foot mansion.
I don't have any gargoyles or a lake home, do I? Nope, I don't think so. It's definitely TJ Perry.
Chris A. from Edmond says, we can't be surprised because he didn't even know what BOGO meant.
Sir, I don't need your coupons or your buy one get one deals.
That was at the 68 team giveaway last year. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary.
I enjoy paying full price because I can. Okay. All right, we're going to take a break right here. Come back. 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Let's hear what John Mateer had to say yesterday. Some good stuff from the Sooners' new quarterback. We'll get to that when we get back here on The Ref.
The word is spreading, and the Ref Army is growing. Keep telling your friends and family that there's only one station for true Sooner fans, and that's the Ref Radio Sports Network, and worldwide on the KREF app.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
March is here, and the home of Sooner fans is ready to make the best 68-team giveaway better than ever again this year. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street and more. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
Every moment counts if you're at risk or living with lung cancer. And anyone with lungs can get lung cancer. It causes more cancer deaths than breast, colon, and prostate combined. And while there may be moments where you question your next step, through it all, Go-To for Lung Cancer is here for you. We are your community. For screening, treatment, and survivorship support, Go-To is your go-to. Confronting lung cancer starts here. Visit goto.org.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
I'm Ben Affleck, and I want to thank you for joining me and supporting Paralyzed Veterans of America. I joined the Navy to serve my country. While parachuting with my platoon, my parachute didn't open, and I broke my neck.
Thanks to PVA, paralyzed veterans are getting specialized medical care and treatments, the jobs they want, and the accessible vehicles and homes they need.
I just don't think my family would be as happy as they are without the support that I received from Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Learn more at pva.org.
I'm Gina Mitchell of Mitchell's Jewelry. As Oklahoma's largest diamond importer, it's our goal to choose the best and the biggest diamond for your budget. That's why we hand select our diamonds in the Diamond Rooms of Antwerp. If you are getting engaged, we can create the ring of her dreams. Celebrating an anniversary or birthday? We have diamonds in all shapes and sizes for rings or necklaces, plus perfectly matched pairs for earrings. Come see us today and let us create something special. Mitchell's Jewelry, 2201 West Main in Norman.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Hey drivers, it's Ryan Blaney, your 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion and driver of the number 12 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. Do you know one of the most important things that helps keep my car going on the track? Tire pressure. Keeping your tires properly inflated is crucial for safe stopping power and better gas mileage. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by a local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
Seven to 2, Oklahoma over Georgia early in the game in Greenville, South Carolina. Jenny Baranchak and company, again with an early 7-2 lead in the matchup against the Georgia Bulldogs. Riverwind Casino tomorrow. We're going to be out there where we normally are on Fridays, broadcasting live and right in front of Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant. They are featuring some great promotions for this month. The 80K Golden Clovers giveaway. You can win a share of 80K in cash and bonus play. Play with your wild card all the time. But this promotion, particularly on Mondays and Tuesdays, when you can get 5 times the entries for the Friday night drawings. They have the 30K 4-leaf Fever promotion happening now through March 15th. Win a share of 30K in cash bonus play and prizes. The 30K Shamrock Surprise. Win your share of 30K in cash and bonus play. In hot seat drawings, we have one coming up on Saturday night, March 8th, this Saturday night, and then Saturday, March 22nd. And the 30K Clubs and Clovers promotion. Win a share of 30K in chips. Mondays through Wednesdays throughout the month of March. Nearly 3,000 electronic games on a world-class gaming floor. They've got a great poker room. They have all your favorite table games as well. 2 table game pits, 2 high-stakes areas, off-track betting. We have an Oasis gaming area that's smoke-free, Skyloft gaming area upstairs. What's not to love? Riverwind Casino, the number 1 casino experience in the metro area. Year after year after year. I think it's, almost 19 years now? But anyway, can't wait to get out there tomorrow. Come see me. We might have some concert tickets tomorrow. We'll let you know. Okay, this, ladies and gentlemen, was the Sooners' new quarterback, John Mateer, meeting the media yesterday, and this is the Washington State transfer talking about being the new quarterback at Oklahoma.
It's all pretty surreal. I mean, I'm a quarterback at Oklahoma Sooners, it's wild. But I'm here and I feel blessed to do it, and it's close to home, which is great. My family loves it, obviously, because I'm so close, but I mean, it goes back to the expectations and the pressure. I think it's just a privilege and an opportunity to be here and work as hard as I can with all the resources I have and the great teammates I have around me to just put my best performance on the field. I mean, I'll be honest, I used to struggle with the word fun on the field because if I'm not winning, it's not fun if you're not winning. We had a lot of success this past year, so it was fun. People say I have swag. I mean, you just play football. I have the ball in my hand every play. I mean, I get the opportunity to do something with it, and the camera's on me all the time, so I guess I have swag. Some people say I have toughness. I just feel like I have an obligation to give everything I have for my teammates. I guess that's where that comes from.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think we may run the other one a little bit later, Parker. But John Mateer, he's hit all the right notes since he's been on campus in Norman. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to be a great quarterback for Oklahoma in the fall. I think he'll be an improvement over what we saw a year ago, and he might be a great quarterback. But what do you think about so far? He's doing the things that you like to see a quarterback do, particularly a new one, take control of that locker room.
Ask me again about John Mateer tomorrow once I've had the opportunity to see him out there on the practice field. We do have an open practice session later this afternoon, so going to get our first glimpse at John Mateer in the Oklahoma practice uniform. But, yeah, I mean, just as far as the demeanor, as far as the leadership, which you can generally get a pretty good sense of by how a guy conducts himself in front of a microphone, John Mateer feels like the type of guy that you want at the helm of your program for a lot of reasons.
No doubt. So far, like I said, it's been very impressive, but it's all going to be about, how he gets it done coming up in the fall. And Ben Arbuckle's office. Did we hear from Ben Arbuckle yesterday?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
He did not meet with the media.
So what about the O-line? Which of the young guys, EPL, Michael Fasusi, any of the young guys have a chance to break through and be starters against Illinois State that early? Fasusi, you would think that might take a little work, but, Ryan Foje's rated extremely high as well. But, for instance, like EPL, what do you think?
EPL's going to be in the mix to start at guard, but he's going to have to supplant somebody with starting experience, right? Because Heath Ozida will get the first crack at reprising his role at left guard and Fabechi Wiwu at right guard. So EPL's going to have to beat somebody out. And that's going to be difficult to do. Certainly not impossible for somebody with his traitsiness. But when you have guys like Ozida and Wiwu that played pretty fair football, all things considered, in 2024, then those guys are naturally going to be given every opportunity to retain those roles, and you almost feel like they're going to have to give it away to an extent, too.
Well, it's going to be fascinating. And what's going to be weird, again, because we have the Crimson Combine, and I've said to everybody out there, look, this is how they're moving forward. A lot of college football teams, the spring games might be going the way of the dinosaurs, right? I know there's still a few that are going to have spring games this fall, but we really won't know. It depends on how open they're going to be, maybe with a practice or a scrimmage. Brent Venables isn't Muleshoe, but football coaches, for the most part, don't like to have those open scrimmages a lot, right? So we'll see. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, again, as you guys get out there to cover some of the stuff. Okay. Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, 405-651-3439. We'll keep you posted on the OU women's game going on right now with Georgia in Greenville, South Carolina as well.
Doug in Norman has hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Oh, no, he says. Steely was inconvenienced and is now ranting about something that is nothing but minutia. The world is coming to an end. because a so-called regional radio star, self-proclaimed, lost 3 minutes of his life and didn't get his nutritious McMuffin on time.
It was more like 5 minutes, Doug. It's the lack of self-awareness. I don't like stupidity, and I don't like people who have no self-awareness. That's all. I mean, part of it was a bit. I wasn't going to jump out and, open the door and berate her or anything, but it was annoying. And people who lack self-awareness really annoy me. Like, I wouldn't bring, let's say, I had a Little League baseball team, T-ball team, and I was coaching the T-ball team. If I pulled up in a van and had like 9 kids in there, guess what? I'd get their order before I got, look on the app, look on the menu. Most everybody knows what's at McDonald's anyway, and have it ready to go.
Gator wrote you a poem.
Okay.
A van with no plan in front of Steelman is a hoe.
Oh, man, that's going to live on for a while. Maybe forever.
Oh, 589 says, bougie is actually safe to look up in Urban Dictionary, FYI. Reno Goat says, I was at Trader Joe's the other day, and the lady in front of me took 20 minutes to look up her coupon on her email for a loaf of bread. When she finally found it, she said, oh, I've already used it.
So, Reno, did you wait the full 20 minutes? Because, man, that's the patience of Job right there.
Who still uses coupons?
The olds.
I'm sure the olds do.
75 to 94 demographic, probably.
Unbelievable, man. If I see somebody pulling out a coupon, I just switch lines. I'll just switch lines. Won't even bother. Especially if you, like, there have been a couple times where, there was that show a while back, Extreme Couponers or Extreme Couponing, where these people would bring in all these books of coupons, and they'd get a whole cart of groceries basically for free because they had all these coupons. But it would take like 3 hours to check them out.
That's why there should be a coupons line only, right? That's it. That's it.
A 405 listener is accusing you of being bougie when it comes to technology.
Okay, I'm still trying to understand. Bougie means like you're above everybody else?
Bougie means... What's a good example?
Bourgeois. The way I understood that word back in the day was you were like a tea sipper, like the
okay, there you go, tea
people,
sipper.
Right?
Yeah, if
you know
you're
what I'm
bougie,
saying?
you're a tea sipper.
Okay.
Boom.
Well, I don't understand how that correlates with me and technology. Is that because I look down on those people or I look down on technology? I mean, I like some technology. It's just the people that use it that are problematic. Plus, I'm old. I'm having a hard time understanding things today.
Big John from Texas says, Steelman is the farthest thing from bougie. Remember, he hates Oklahoma City Country Club and represents the common man and is still pissed about mule shoe like me. Love you, Steelman. Masters soon.
Oh, the time when the Pontiac Fiero was let through the gates of the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club. Like I said, the lunch crowd looking out the window probably thought, what the hell is that, a Fiero? My God, they're letting a Fiero through here? Are you kidding me? It was, yeah. So, that's how I entered. Proud of it. Entered Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club first time. Pontiac Fiero. I was styling, man. I kicked my ass out of there real quick, let me tell you.
Jay in Tulsa asks, coupon or coupon? Gotta go with coup.
I'm a coupon guy.
I've always said coupon.
You're a coupon. Q over coup. Are you Q or coup?
I'm a Q guy.
Okay.
That could be. Never mind. There was another text. Oh, yeah, JP Suter said, I got denied a coupon at Subway because it was expired by 2 days. After I paid full price, the dude whipped the coupon back out and showed me where to find the expiration dates. My lowest low.
Oh, that's tough. That's not great execution right there. All right, we got to get out of here for hour number one. The OAB might be on alert. That first hour might go in a time capsule. That was some really above average radio. So OAB, be on alert. Hour two's only going to get better. Keep it rolling in. Keep those chats rolling in on the YouTube chat today and on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line 405-651-3439. I wish we had video. Like you could go back, somehow just get video from certain events and to get the real reaction inside the country club, Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club, when the Fiero rolled through the gates. I'm sure they were calling security immediately. All right. Thank you, Tim Lasher and Lasher Home Comfort Systems, for sponsoring our first hour. Another hour to go right here on the Ref.
Sound off any time of day on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439. Right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Sports Radio Network.
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
OU softball, baseball, and gymnastics offer great opportunities for you to get out for some exciting action and support your Sooners. Going to an OU event or game? Balfour of Norman on Campus Corner invites you to stop by and get some new OU gear. Whether it's a softball jersey with your favorite player or just a new lucky shirt or hat to wear to the game, Balfour has everything you need to be in style and showing your colors. Cheer for the Sooners in the best and newest styles in Sooner sportswear. Locally owned for more than 45 years, Balfour continues to be Sooner fans' favorite OU store and has everything you need. Balfour has the latest styles and fashion trends for men, women, and children. You can find something for every Sooner fan. When it comes to hats, they have you covered with more than 100 styles to choose from. Even OU socks, so you're literally covered from head to toe. Graduation is right around the corner. They have OU diploma frames in stock. Or you can always get a gift card so they can choose the perfect gift for themselves. Come see us on the corner or shop online at crimsonproud.com, where you will find everything Sooner.
For 3 generations, the John M. Ireland & Son Funeral Home and Chapel in Morris continued to serve the community by giving back to local schools, charitable organizations, and first responders.
We provide pre-planning for funerals and cremation services at the most reasonable prices.
We are proud to be a family-owned and operated funeral home.
Award-winning funeral home year after year, our family believes in serving the people of our community.
I'm John Ireland.
And I'm Solon Daniels.
You've got our word on it.
The big dance is almost here, and you know what that means. The home of Sooner fans is ready to make our March giveaways better than ever this year, including the best 68-team giveaway in the state. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street in Moore from noon to 7, with more ways to win at the event than ever before. The Ref's 2025 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino's newly remodeled gaming floor has almost 3,000 of your favorite games, complemented by a variety of bars, restaurants, and the best live music in the metro. It's no surprise that Riverwind is always a good time. Want more ways to win this March? Then put your bracket to the test against the rest of the Ref Army in the Ref Bracket Challenge. Brought to you by Louie's Grill and Bar. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
are our love bugs and companions. They are our pets, our family, and they make life better. When we face unexpected challenges, so do our pets. That's why we're on a mission to support people and their pets. Whether donating a bag of kibble, sharing an Instagram post of a lost cat, or welcoming a foster pet into your home, every bit of kindness counts. Visit petsandpeopletogether.org to learn how to be a helper in your community. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back. Our second hour is brought to you by Hightower Clinical. If you're interested in taking part in some clinical trials in the Oklahoma City area, Hightower Clinical is the place you need to know about. HightowerClinical.com. You can call or text them for more information at 405-831-5905. No cost, no insurance needed to take part in these trials. Your meds are provided for free. Patients are also compensated for their time as well. They are located around the Oklahoma City metro area. HightowerClinical.com. Call or text this number, 405-831-5905, for more information. 19-13, the Sooner women lead Georgia in Greenville, South Carolina. The winner of this game would play Kentucky tomorrow at 2:30. Reagan Beers, first-team All-SEC selection. Sooners' leading score was 7 points so far. So Oklahoma again leads this game 19-13 against the Georgia Bulldogs in Greenville. All right. By the way, our poll question today out on YouTube, who impressed you the most yesterday? Now, you can write somebody in the YouTube chat, but we put up John Mateer, Jim Nagy, Brent Venables. The leader right now, halfway through this race, Jim Nagy at 45%, John Mateer at 32%, and Brent at 23%. So you can vote in that poll or hit us up on the YouTube chat. And we also have a lot of stuff rolling in on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, as usual, 405-651-3439. All right, this was Brent yesterday. Parker, if I'm recalling correctly, I think Brent was basically asked the question, are you calling the defense this year because, you know, you're under some pressure and your job could be on the line? Was that the setup to this?
More or less, yes.
Okay, so here is how Brent answered that question. Is he calling the defense because his job is on the line?
Every year's big, and for me, I know I've said that. I don't think people really well, that's just coach speak. But I go back to my first year when Bill Snyder hired me on an interim basis. You ever been hired on an interim basis where basically they said your job's on the line? I'm watching everything you do, and your first screw up, there's no guarantee. And I'm also going to pay you pennies, all right? Well, that was my first time, and I was so thankful. But I've literally had that mindset my entire career. Every game's that way. Every day I show up, something's on the line. My job's on the line. I've had that for 30 years. I'm going to hire you. I'm going to pay you $30,000, and I can't promise anything that you'll last past the summer, all right? That's literally what I was told. And I said, oh, thank you, God, thank you. And I've had the same mindset, and I believe because I've had that same mindset that I don't go like this and everything's on the line. He's fighting for his job. I've been fighting for my job every year. Like somebody's holding me under the water trying to drown me, and that's been my mindset. That's been my attitude when I come to work every day. So nothing's changing for me. Do we need to be better? You're damn right. Does your mindset got to change? Nope. And why am I going to call the defense? Because I'm good at it.
I love that. I think that quote and the John Mateer quote about swag were the two big quotes of the day. But how did you find Brent's 45 minutes or so yesterday? Was there anything different you noticed about him? I mean, he's always very passionate, but he seemed pretty pumped up. Same old passionate Brent Venables.
A 25-minute, 20-second opening statement in the press conference for Venables. Yes, he answered 5 questions in the press conference, Steely. 5 questions. The majority of the press conference was his opening statement. It was a real throwback.
You know what? If Brent goes into politics, he'd be a great filibuster guy. They would send him out as Mr. Filibuster. We need somebody to talk for 24 hours. You know, Brink could do it. Brink could do it. There's no doubt. Which side of the aisle is he on? We don't know. Who knows? Has John Thune well, I don't think you have. Can you filibuster as the majority leader? I don't know.
I don't know enough about politics, Steely, to give you the answer to that question.
Okay.
I'm sure anyone can filibuster.
So 25 minutes, 20 seconds, you know, but it's Brent. I'm not really surprised about that. Who asked the dumbest question of the day? No.
If I gave you one guess, you would probably guess correctly.
I'm not guessing anything.
I didn't expect you to.
Okay.
I'm just saying. If I gave you one guess, you would probably guess correctly.
Of the what grade, letter grade, would you give the level of questions yesterday overall? B?
I would say it was a solid B-plus day for the beat.
Get any attention-seeking clowns in there who shouldn't have been there?
There were no attention-seeking clowns, I don't believe.
Because these are legit media people. They've earned their way there, right?
Yeah, it's no YouTube yahoos get access to Brent Venables'
weaseling
presser.
in, fooling people to get there. These are the legitimate media people. They got there the old-fashioned way. They earned it. They didn't make up a bunch of BS and tried to fool a bunch of people to get there. Because most of the people who do that in the long run, they don't last. They don't even make the long run. People finally find out this guy's a shyster.
Johnny D from the 405 asked, was it Dean Blevins? No, Dean wasn't there, and generally, Dean asks very good questions to Brent. It helps when you've known a guy for as long as Dean has known Brent.
It does. Dean's, July. He'll be out at Oak Tree every day. Speaking of bougie, what do we call it?
Bougie.
Bougie. Yeah, Dean's got some bougie. If you're out at Oak Tree, playing your rounds at Oak Tree versus like Westwood Park, you've got some bougie. And I love Westwood. Shout out to Westwood, the pro shop over there.
Yukon Al says, back in the day, when I managed the Pizza Hut on Lindsay, we traded pizza for roast beef with Roy Rogers across the street. The manager's last name was Rogers. His first name was not Roy, but we called him Roy anyway.
Wow, that's right, man. Those were two staples back in my day. The Pizza Hut, too, man. It was awesome.
Feels like Pizza Hut has become increasingly irrelevant the last few years.
I haven't had Pizza Hut in a decade, I think. Maybe you need to give it a shot. Shakey's over on Main Street. Blake's nodding. No, I don't think so. But Shakey's over on. Then we had, what was the name of the place on Lindsay Street?
Pizza Shuttle?
No, there was an old one over there. Little Italianos, was that it? But we used to go over there. Squirrel from Norman's there. What was the place on Lindsay Street? We got in big trouble because we used to mess with the morning announcements. We had a couple cheerleaders at Central Mid-High, 10th grade, that were kind of ditzy, and they would give them the index cards for the morning announcements. And we would just make something up on the index cards, just write something down, blah, 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 blah. Hey, here's an announcement for this morning. So they would come over the intercom. The reason that Pinocchio's is really good, the breadsticks especially, but Butch Peters was my math teacher, and we had homeroom. And I love Coach Peters. He was awesome. I deserved every record-breaking SWAT that I got that year. But what happened was, I think it was Little Italianos. Yeah, that's it, Gator. Thank you. So we said something along the lines of, don't want to mention any names. I think it was Carol Warwick. It was like, Coach Peters wants everybody to know that he's hosting a pizza party at Little Italianos with all the pizza and beer you can enjoy on his tab. Coach Peters, Little Italianos pizza party with all the beer you can handle, coming up Friday night at Little Italianos. And the fume coming from out of Butch Peters' ears as I'm sitting in home run, and he just points at me. Points and then summons me to the front of the class. I think I got a couple swats these days. Now, these weren't these liberal pansy swats you get back in the day, man. These were, there was smoke coming off your ass when these 2 swats happened. It was bad. But did I cry and go to my parents and say, you need to sue somebody? No, I took it like a man. And, but yeah, we would hand them these things all the time, stuff like that. And they keep reading them. It was great. Those were the days.
Good, clean fun, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, a
Yeah,
918 listener says, SEC Mike is a huckster, isn't he? Big fan, Steely, listening from Fort Stewart, Georgia.
Speaking of SEC Mike, we do have a clip to play. What do you think of those guys? I mean, Cousin Shane's kind of funny.
They're hilarious. I'll say that much. Like
I don't look at them as, is he a huckster in some way?
No, he's not a huckster because those guys aren't actively seeking attention. You know, they're just 2 guys who did a podcast that became popular because they're funny. You know?
Yeah.
They're not begging for your clicks and likes and retweets. They're not begging for your attention.
Yeah, they're not the weasels sneaking into everything. And, you know, they've legitimately got credentialed for SEC Media Day. Eli Drinkwitz loves them. So I don't consider them, you know, they are in the upper crust of the new media people out there that just start their, I remember, what was it? Mike Bratton's his name, right? Him saying something about, well, I had this company I was working for, and the guys told me that they didn't think I'd ever be able to do a podcast. I wasn't good enough, so I decided to do my own, and people do like him, and Cousin Shane's got a interesting look, and it will say a lot of funny stuff, so I get that. They haven't bothered me. Not that they would care, but you know what I'm saying. Although there was a clip that might, let's play the clip now, and then we'll talk about it in the next segment, okay? And pull up the SEC Mike, Cousin Shane on OU scheduled. Bill Connolly, you saw the graphic yesterday, right, with the SP Plus. Guess who has the toughest schedule in 2025, according to all the analytics? Yeah, it's Oklahoma, of course. Oklahoma. You saw that yesterday, right?
I did not see that yesterday. I was quite busy yesterday.
Surprise, surprise. The Sooners have the toughest schedule, in the country next season. No surprise. I would have thought, well, they'd at least be in the top 5, but all their analytics pointed to Oklahoma having the toughest schedule. Here's what SEC Mike and Cousin Shane said on their pod the other night about OU's 2025 schedule.
Brother, I think they've scheduled the toughest SEC teams. I mean, short of maybe A&M and Georgia, you know, I think other than that, it's pretty damn tough. You look at Auburn, people saw this schedule last year and said, well, Auburn's a win, South Carolina's a win, and then those are 2 teams that we think are going to be coming out of the gates hot in 2025. So, yeah, brother, this is a damn doozy. And it does not get – I mean, Michigan is one of the easiest games on your schedule. And right. I think you drop September 6th, then the wheels start falling off because it does not get easier as soon as SEC play kicks in.
Big Money says, send them back. Send them back.
Did we get the wrong Big 12 team?
Hey now, that's taking it a little bit too far right there, gentlemen. But no, they're good. I like them. I don't have any issue with them. Not that they would care anyway. But, I think they're fine. They've got some good humor about them. But we talked about this the other day. That Michigan game is going to be crucial. What do you need, Parker, in the program? You need good vibes. You need confidence. You're going to go out and kick Illinois State in the opener, but you need to win that Michigan game in week 2. Get a good feeling, get some positive vibes going, in Sooner Nation in that locker room. And if you do that, then I think you got a chance to roll into Dallas undefeated, taking on Arch Manning and the Horns.
The schedule, if you look at, here's the thing. We look at the schedule preseason, and oftentimes it is not, it ends up not being what we expect it to be. Now, that could be for the better, that could be for the worse. It could wind up being harder than we imagine it will be. It could wind up being significantly easier than we imagine it will be. For instance, do you remember before the 2024 season, the one game on the schedule that we all kind of figured, okay, like that's an SEC win right there. No question about it. Oklahoma's winning that football game. It was South Carolina.
Yeah.
The team that came to Norman and spanked the Sooners.
And by the way, if Brent doesn't make it, let's say the Sooners go 6-6 or 7-5, and he doesn't get, doesn't get a fifth year, would Shane Beamer be the first call? One of the first calls you make?
Yes, you make that call. Is he going to leave South Carolina for Oklahoma?
Yeah, well.
I think that's the larger question because, and it's not so easy to just sit there and say, well, Oklahoma's a better job than South Carolina because all in all it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's more.
Where Oklahoma is currently, right?
And there's more that goes through a coach's head than, well, is this program a bigger, badder program than the program I'm at right now? No, you got to consider security, stability. For Shane Beamer, I mean, at South Carolina, you win 9 games a year, you're going to be just fine. And you can have that job as long as you want it.
No doubt.
Right? So it's far less of a pressure cooker in Columbia, South Carolina than it is in Oklahoma. But to kind of bring my point full circle, bring my thought full circle there, I don't really put a whole lot of stock into what the preseason schedule power rankings look like, Steely, because the nature of this league, the reality of this league, is that anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday. Oklahoma is a perfect illustration of this. They got spanked at home by South Carolina in the game that we all identified before the season as the one that you didn't really have to sweat.
And
then they turn around in the last game of the regular season at home and they do the same to Alabama.
I think the South Carolina game for me last year, I don't know how you fans feel, but that was the one where, I don't know, was the emotion pissed or was it like, are you freaking kidding me? Because that was over in 5 game minutes, which is, I don't think I've ever seen that in an Oklahoma football game that I can remember.
And let's be clear, he said 5 game minutes.
Right, yeah. 5 game minutes, not like 5 minutes on your watch, but 5 game minutes, and you think, this is over. It's 21-0.
No, I just want to emphasize because when you say it a little too quickly, 5 game minutes, it gets to be a little ambiguous to some people's ears.
5 heterosexual minutes. 5 game minutes. Jeez. What'd you think of? Yeah, there were 5 game minutes in the game. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying. 5 game minutes. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay, let's take a break right here. Coming up, more of your texts. By the way, Sooner women 28, 29, 22 on a Reagan Beers free throw. 4 minutes, 10 seconds in the second quarter. And OU is up by 7 over Georgia in the SEC Women's Tournament in Greenville, South Carolina. Coming right back. Keep it here on the Ref.
Do you eat, sleep, and breathe Sooner football? We do too. This is the Ref, home of Sooner fans.
This is Mark Van Hoos, owner of Van Hoos Fence. Van Hoos Fence has years of experience and proven superior performance, kind of like a certain head ball coach.
We know Van Hoos Fence offers the best value and service for your residential, commercial, or sports fencing needs. Whether it's a new install or repair work, let Mark and his team at Van Hoos Fence be your trusted resource.
Call us today at 405-735-1167.
Save yourself from Googling it up. Go to vhfence.com. They will work with you in a great way.
Hey, it's Mike Steely here for Cavens Group. Has it ever happened to you? You get home from the weekend, you arrive back at work on Monday, and your office is full of water. Not good. Now we're in that time of the year where pipes or sprinkler lines will freeze, and this can lead to a ton of damage to your home or business. Plus, if it's not cleaned up properly, that can lead to even more costly repairs in the future. Call Cavens Group today at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com.
Confidence comes from knowing you're getting a great deal. That's why we're offering Confidence Ford employee pricing for everyone. The same exclusive prices our team enjoys, with fantastic savings on new 2023 and 2024 models in stock. Now is the perfect time to drive home in a brand new Ford. Visit us online or come see us in person, conveniently located at 825 North Interstate Drive. Confidence Ford of Norman, a Cavender Auto family dealership, where confidence is Cavender. Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher is your go-to agent in Norman for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Cindy Nasher has you covered. Call 405-307-0500 for surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements. Schumacher Law Group, when experience matters. Tracy Schumacher is a former prosecutor and former district judge. Whether it's a probate challenge, criminal charges, or contentious divorce proceedings, experience matters. The attorneys at Schumacher Law Group provide compassionate, knowledgeable advice, all while fighting for your best interests. Find Schumacher Law Group online at lawgroupok.com or call 405-701-1882. Hometown lawyers ready to fight for you when experience matters.
For decades, Moore Norman Tech has been training skilled and dedicated individuals, giving clear career paths to hundreds of graduates a year. These passionate individuals are the heartbeat of the Oklahoma workforce, serving thousands of companies that fuel this state's economy. Individuals like you. Here's to the next generation of entrepreneurs, craftsmen, and go-getters who will shape the future of this state. Oklahoma is powered by Career Tech.
Dreaming of an escape? What about a relaxing escape to your very own backyard? Signature Custom Pools can turn your dreams into reality. Signature Custom Pools creates distinctive designs to fit your perfect getaway. Call Signature Custom Pools for your free design consultation at 405-898-9098 or visit them online at signaturecustompools.com and turn your backyard into your dream escape.
Stand Up to Cancer asked leading cancer researchers to speak about why they do their work.
Two words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please, help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
All right, we are back. Steelman and Thune. We're on the Tube of Views. YouTube chat. Who impressed you the most yesterday and their conversations with the media? John Mateer, Jim Nagy, Brent Venables. Right now, Jim Nagy is leading the way. I think because it's probably, first of all, he was really impressive. Obviously, very sharp guy, but people have already heard from John Mateer to an extent, and Brent, of course. But John Mateer is currently 13 percentage points behind in this race. None of the swing states have been called yet. But Jim Nagy at 45%, John Mateer at 32%, Brent Venables at 23%. 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. Sooner ladies leading Georgia under a minute to go before halftime in Greenville, South Carolina. And Georgia just made a jumper 36-29 in favor of Jenny Baranczyk and company at the SEC Women's Tournament. I see a smirk. What are you laughing at, pal?
Oh, I'm not smirking.
You got a problem? What did I do? What did I say? What do I not know?
There was a listener down in the shady 580 that said, in response to the 5 game minutes controversy, never know with you, Steely, after the Grindr talk yesterday.
How would I know anything about Grindr? Okay? Like I said,
with as much media as you consume?
I don't consume that much media. I don't like media. I like legit media. All this other stuff's a bunch of bull stuff. You know, to me, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I will sit here and tell you that I never had to use a freaking dating app. Now, the dating apps weren't available, of course, when I was dating. But you didn't have to go, oh, my gosh, a swipe right or whatever. You just went out there, acted like a man, introduced yourself to a female, and said, would you like to?
It's a lost art in the digital
Could we go
age.
out? We used to call it, you want to go out for a Coke sometime? Not Coke, a Coke. Because, you'd go to Sonic. That was like your first date or whatever. But we didn't need a little app because we sit in our asses all day inside just thinking, while you're out there trolling people on social media, thinking how you can scheme somebody. How can I get more likes and followers? I'm going to follow 1 million people, and then when they follow me back, I'm going to unfollow them. That's it. That's what I'll do. You know those people, right? What are they, the follow farmers?
Yes, follow farming is the correct terminology
Follow farming. That should be punishable by at least a 10-year prison sentence.
It seems a little draconian, Steely.
5 years?
People like that, Steely. You
6
put them in jail for 48 hours. It'll scare them
6
straight.
months hard labor working on a chain gang somewhere. Did you follow farm?
No, you know what? It should be punishable by SWATs. That's what it should be.
Why not? Why not? Who should be the minister of SWATs?
Does it have to be, who's the ideal candidate in your mind? Someone with a disciplinary background?
Like locally or?
Locally, the minister of SWATs would be...
Schmitty?
Yeah, probably Schmitty.
Can't do that now. Can't do it.
I feel like Miguel Chavis would be a good minister of SWATs.
You think so?
Yes, large, imposing man who used to be a youth pastor, right? So, they'll be righteous SWATs.
Oh, minister of SWATs. Who's the national minister of SWATs? I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. I'm sure the text line will speak. All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
Sean says, I wouldn't want a coach who's content winning 8 or 9 games and happy to have a job forever. Okay, be that as it may, you have to consider you're talking about someone's livelihood there, right? And so I can certainly understand why a lot of human beings would look at their current situation and be like, okay, I'm the head coach of a football program that is satisfied as long as I'm winning 8 or 9 games every single year.
I think you're saying more that South Carolina would be satisfied with that. The people there.
Yes, correct.
The administration.
Correct. That's not to say you're satisfied with it. That's not going to say, you know what, we'll shoot for 8 wins this year. No, you're trying to win a national championship just like everybody else, but the situation is probably a little bit more alluring if you have security winning 8 games as opposed to being in a situation like Bo Pelini got himself into at Nebraska where you win 9 games for 3-4 years in a row and they get tired of you and you're out.
Who's the greatest coach in South Carolina history? Was it Joe Morrison? Was it Lou Holtz, Spurrier when he was there? Who's their all-time winningest coach? I might have to go ahead and Google it up. Okay, I will. Talk amongst yourselves.
832 Mike says Teddy should be the minister of SWATs. Not sure that's spelled correctly. Yeah, he got somewhere between administrator and minister. But yes, Teddy Lehman has a nomination as the local minister of SWATs.
Yeah.
Mark from Enid says this show has it all. Now we're talking about spankings.
Steve Spurrier is their winningest of all time. Is he the winningest at Florida, too? Spurrier?
I believe
Urban
so.
Meyer? Have to Google that one. Galen Hall, former Sooner offensive coordinator, was there for a while. But, yeah, it's Steve Spurrier, and it's Steve Spurrier by a pretty wide margin.
We got a freak up in Colorado who said, wouldn't hate getting spanked/swatted by Pam Bondi. LOL.
You, sir, are tawdry.
To say the least. CJ Sooner in Florida says, oh, My daily tune-in to hear Steely loathing social media while crying for the good old days. Let's get Elon to invent a time machine so he can send Longhorn Steely back to the Darrell Royal days.
I would go back to the Barry Switzer days any time. Yes, not Darrell Royal, former Sooner, of course, played for Bud. Then he went to Austin, became friends with Willie Nelson, and started getting his butt kicked by Barry by God Switzer back in the day.
Reformed Homer says, I second the Pam Bondi comment. Y'all are weird.
CJ Sooner in Florida, I hope you're doing all right. Hope you're doing all right.
Pastor Andy from BA says, Schmitty should administer a caning.
Who is the dude who got caned for, like, dropping chewing gum in, where was it, Singapore?
Yeah, Singapore, yeah.
Michael something, he got caned. Man, I really think it was for, like, littering chewing gum.
Yeah, it was, which is what, like, if the rest of society were more like Singapore, we'd have far less problems. Right?
Man.
Like, if you had the threat of getting caned, if you didn't clean up your trash or you spit your gum somewhere you shouldn't spit it, then we would have a much nicer country and planet, wouldn't we?
Well, we definitely went too pansy. Now, you can go overboard the other way, too, but, you know.
If you get a caning for spitting chewing gum on the ground, imagine what you would get for polluting a spring or polluting a lake.
Imagine what you'd get over there for driving a Fiero into their most elaborate country club. Probably a lot worse than a caning, I'm sure.
Nick in Sepulpa says, Parker Thune, can we get John Thune on the show to talk about the breakneck speed in which Trump is moving? No, the odds we will ever have a political guest on this show, even someone related to me, are zero.
Speaking of gum, it looked like John Thune was chewing gum. Is he a big gum chewer when you're around him?
No.
Looked like he was working a little gum.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping the breath fresh, you know.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
Sean says, follow-up, if we caned our coaches for poor clock management, we might have better clock management.
Corporal punishment for misused timeouts. What's going to be interesting is to see how they're going to deal with this rule where they're going to try and, crack down on the fake injuries, which there have been a lot of Robert De Niro's and Al Pacinos out there with the injuries. And OU's had their share of actors too, of course. But I don't know. Can you police that? I guess you can. Well, I guess it's a judgment call. So, anyway. Okay.
A 918 listener says, Steely passed notes to girls in class. Instant loss of man card points.
We might have passed a couple notes, but that was usually like in, 4th or 5th grade, Once we get up to the high school level, there was no note passing. That was, would you go out with me, circle yes or no, like in 5th or 6th grade. So I think I probably did that a couple times. You're right.
A 405 listener accurately states that the Pam Bondi comments deserve caning. Gross.
It wasn't us. We're just reading texts.
5-star Randy asks, can Jim Nagy teach us how to cheat at an SEC level?
I don't think that's part of the plan.
I mean, it's not cheating, technically. Like, here's the thing. He will be director of back channeling.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be one of his titles, but it might as well be.
Who's going to win the battle, Jim Nagy or OU compliance? Tune in next fall.
Yeah, my money's on Jim Nagy.
Yeah.
I think here's what you have to consider is that when Jim Nagy was evaluating the opportunity at Oklahoma, if he had any inkling that the compliance department was going to put constraints on the work that he wanted to do, he probably wouldn't have taken the job.
Yeah, well, that's true. Who's had more heat misdirected at them recently? The medical staff, the training staff, or compliance?
Misdirected?
Like, remember last year, and of course I think I said this tongue-in-cheek a few times, they're just a bunch of quacks over there. They have no idea what they're doing, man. They couldn't even win the board game operation. So, you know what I'm saying? Who has been unfairly blamed maybe more than anybody else that's not a coach or an administrator? Medical staff, training staff, compliance.
I would say probably the training staff. Schmitty's not breaking these dudes. Don't think he took a sledgehammer to Jaden Gibson's knee. As far as I know, that's not what happened.
Yeah. All right, the Jaden Gibson deal, is he one of these guys that's just kind of like with Gentry Williams? Man, let's hope he's healthy. Oh, no, he's not healthy.
I hope not. I hope that's not the territory we get to with Jaden Gibson because, he stayed healthy up until that knee injury in August. That's really the first affliction that he's faced at the collegiate level, but complications are never what you want to see because, especially after you lived through the Andrell Anthony saga, where a year later you're like, okay,
brutal. That dude,
when on earth is this dude going to be done getting cleanup procedures?
That dude looked so good first half of his first year. He was their best receiver going into the Cotton Bowl, right?
Yeah,
I'm not saying potentially, but numbers-wise and what he was doing was pretty amazing. I'm putting what would you put the Vegas line at for Gentry Williams games played because of bad luck with the shoulder? Like 4.5 maybe?
I don't worry about Gentry Williams re-aggravating that shoulder at this point. They're going to be cautious with him throughout the spring. He should absolutely be full go, unencumbered by the time fall camp rolls around. Now, he could hurt something else because, Gentry's injuries up until this point, it hasn't just been one thing that's been consistently getting hurt. It's been this and then that and then this and then that.
Yeah, just had some really bad luck because when he's on the field, he's a player, man. There's no doubt. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. And we've got some more to get to on YouTube chat. Poll question still out there. A lot of things happening. And we'll get to more of your texts as well. Keep it right here on the home of Sooner fans.
Join the movement. The Ref Army is growing. Don't miss a second of the Sooner coverage you want with the KREF app, the #1 source for Sooner fans. The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and is once again your home for chaos. Every game-changing hit.
Long fly ball to left. Track. Whoa. Gone.
Every strikeout.
Got him. Swinging.
Every defensive gem.
He caught it. He caught it.
Every game, all year, the Ref has you covered.
Catch Sooner softball as they host Sam Houston State this Friday at 6:30 and Saturday and Sunday at 2 o'clock right here on the Ref and the KREF app.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Boyz II Men, April 18th. America, April 26th. Patti LaBelle, May 2nd. And Scotty McCreery, May 10th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Did the recent storms damage your home and roof? Call All American Roofing today. All American Roofing has been repairing and replacing roofs for over 40 years and is a second-generation locally owned roofing company. They are also a Google guaranteed contractor and offer free inspections. Our roofers are GAF Master Elite contractors with a BBB A+ rating. Call All American Roofing today at 405-787-0400. All American Roofing, the best roofing company in Oklahoma. 405-787-0400. Are you, your family, or company looking for a locally owned and trusted management group? Carlsbad Management Group is an owner, developer, and manager of high-quality apartment communities in Oklahoma. They are a locally owned and operated management company for apartments and self-storage units. They are committed to providing exceptional apartment homes, customer service, and increasing the value of multi-family communities under our management. If you would like a free management quote today, call Carlsbad Management at 405-701-1411 and be part of the Carlsbad family.
Oklahoma baseball single game tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a packed 31-game home schedule this spring at L. Dale Mitchell Park. Seats start at just $10 per game, with exciting promotions like $2 Tuesdays, Firework Fridays, and Sunday Fun Day for Conference Series. Guaranteed fun for the whole family. Check out the game schedule and more information at Soonersports.com. Join us at the ballpark and Boomer Sooner.
My daughter was diagnosed with a rare malignant rhabdoid tumor on the spine. They sent her straight to St. Jude. My hope was gone. But when you get there, everyone's like, hey, we're not gonna give up. And when you see other people not giving up on your child, that makes all the difference in the world. When I found out I didn't have to pay, I was just grateful. They saved my baby's life.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.
All right, Steelman and Thune. It is the Thursday edition tomorrow out at Riverwind Casino. We're there every Friday. Can't wait to get out there. Big giveaway drawings happening tomorrow night. The 80K Golden Giveaway drawings are happening. Get on out there and win your share of 80K in cash and bonus play. Riverwind now featuring nearly 3,000 electronic games. The best selection of electronic games on a state-of-the-art gaming floor. Plus, they have all your favorite table games as well. Couple table game pits, 2 high-stakes areas, poker room. Oh, yeah, Major League Poker Room. That's unbelievable. They have off-track betting. We also have out at Riverwind now an Oasis gaming area that is smoke-free, a Skyloft gaming area upstairs. Great bars and dining. The Coupe Ale House Bar, the River Buffet, Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant, many great food court choices as well. And we have the Beats and Bites schedule released for the Outdoor Food and Music Festival beginning in June, entering its 9th year. Great food trucks outdoors, great music, retail vendors, activities for the kids. It's a really cool environment out there if you haven't been out there. We will kick things off on a Saturday night, June 14th. Josh Turner and Edwin McCain. And then on July 19th, on a Saturday night, Rick Springfield, the I Want My 80s tour, and a fireworks show afterwards after Rick Springfield's performance on stage. Saturday, August 9th, Kansas and Starship. Ooh, I like that kind of party right there. September 5th on a Friday night, Gary Allen and Drive. Those are your 4 events for Beats and Bites 2025. All these shows start at 6:30. It's a really cool time out there if you haven't been. Tickets, by the way, will not go on sale until April 4th, but you might want to put that on your calendar as a reminder that tickets will go on sale Friday, April 4th for those Beats and Bites shows. By the way, Sooner women up 39-29 over Georgia in Greenville, South Carolina. And the winner plays Kentucky tomorrow. I believe I said 2:30. I forgot to take the Eastern time zone into account. 1:30 tomorrow. The winner will play Kentucky tomorrow. By the way, do you go with the SEC pronunciations like Vull over Bill?
Like Louisville?
It's like Louisville, I think.
Or are you talking about like Starkville?
Yeah, the Starkville.
Yeah, see, I don't.
No,
I
Knoxville.
say Starkville.
I mean, is there any legitimate bull out there? Louisville?
Louisville,
and that's the only one? What
pretty
about,
much, yeah.
The Knoxville people say Knoxville, right? Or do they say Knoxville?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, to me, it is Is that just redneck pronunciation, lazy pronunciation over the years, lack of enunciation?
I guess. Probably. It's probably what you can chalk it up to.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I don't have to say Greenville. Over in Greenville, South Carolina. Yeah, whatever. In Greenville, South Carolina. 39-29, the OU women in the lead there. Okay, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. By the way, the final poll results are in. Who impressed you the most yesterday in the big media gathering? Jim Nagy tallied 46% and is the winner. John Mateer, 28. Brent got 25. I thought Nagy was fantastic. So was Mateer. And Brent was really good, too. But I think the fact that this was the first real chance for Sooner fans to meet Jim Nagy, and I thought he knocked it out of the park. So congratulations, Jim Nagy. You are a winner. Pretty good stuff yesterday. Pretty good. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line.
A 405 listener asks, was it Dolby who broke his leg against Alabama? How's he doing? Well, you're
Tennessee game, right?
You're 33% correct there. It was Dolby, but he dislocated his ankle, and it was against Tennessee.
Big lineman fell on him, right? Isn't that what happened?
Well, yeah, more or less, but he was in a weird, awkward position. You know, Spike got caught in the ground, and yeah. So for Dolby, as far as I know, and he was obviously just in here in the studio last week.
Yeah, he's great
with Tyler and Travis, but everything's going according to plan for him. He's not going to participate in spring ball, at least
double
not in a full
Kindles there at
capacity.
Cheetah, right?
Yeah, you got double Kindles. But, I mean, from what we've seen from him to this point, there's no doubt that that's Dolby's job if he is everything post-injury that he was pre-injury. He was fantastic throughout 2023 at that position for Oklahoma.
Yeah, he was.
And then, obviously, it started strong in 2024 before the unfortunate injury. So, as long as he can recapture that form, I think it's going to be difficult for Kendall Daniels to supplant him. Obviously, Dolby's not going to eat all of the snaps at Cheetah, but it's going to make life very, very difficult for Kendall Daniels to see a ton of snaps at that Cheetah spot, and you might end up seeing more of him at linebacker than you do at Cheetah.
Yeah, he's one of those Swiss Army knife kind of guys. 202, wait a minute, listening to Steely rant, is this good or bad?
Yeah, this is good. He said listening to Steely rant is like listening to the voice in my head. Keep it up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you think of the voice in your head.
The voice in my head's very angry and wants to go back to the good old days. And sometimes I vocalize it.
Hey, by the way, before we get out of here, and we have a few minutes left, we have to give away some gymnastics tickets.
We do?
Yes. We have 2 4-packs of OU gymnastics tickets for their meet tomorrow night against Michigan, senior night for the ladies. Gonna make this real easy. We won't do a trivia question or anything of the like. If you would like a 4-pack of tickets to watch OU gymnastics tomorrow, free of charge, all you have to do is hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439 and text the word MINE in all caps. It has to be the word MINE, and it has to be in all caps. We're going to see how good of you some of y'all are at following instructions.
Okay, yeah. I bet they'll start zooming in here in a minute. How good are KJ Kindler and Mark Williams, by the way? I mean, they're just awesome. They're awesome, and I love that John Mateer gave the ladies another shout-out on the podium yesterday. Said he's going to be there for the Michigan matchup tomorrow night. KJ Kindler, because what I do a lot of times is when Plank has somebody on his show, I'll be in the studio. I'm working in the studio trying to cut sound, so I'll record the interview. She's pretty darn funny, too, when she wants to be. And but what a great pair of coaches the Sooners have in Mark Williams and KJ Kindler. They're incredible. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We're giving the tickets away here in just a couple minutes. By the way, Thunder last night. What's interesting is Oklahoma City wins, what is that, 7 or 8 straight, I think, against Memphis now. Back in December of 2021, at the end of the tanking job, the Oklahoma City Thunder. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
The Oklahoma City Thunder lost by an NBA record margin of 73 points to the Memphis Grizzlies. 152-79. And now the Thunder is 51-11. And think about this. You go 500 the rest of the way, which they're going to do a lot better than that. But you would still go 61-21, which pretty amazing. They're going to finish with like 65, 66 wins, maybe even a little bit more than that. A lot depends once you clinch, which they're not far away. I mean, the Lakers are second, and they're 10 games back. So you could clinch this thing pretty quickly. And then you have to decide how much do we want to rest versus rust, which we always talked about back in the day when the Thunder was going to the playoffs. Rest versus rust. You don't want to get rusty, but you want to rest your guys because in pro sports, it'll be great. Look at the Thunder. They could only lose one more game to go 70-12. And that would be fantastic, but it wouldn't be the record, obviously. But it doesn't matter. What matters is trying to win that title, that championship. You know, can the Thunder do it? The Mavericks, you know, one of their roadblocks, unfortunate for Dallas fans, Kyrie going down, but, you know, Dallas, even without Luka, I was still thinking, you know, they still have, they're in Oklahoma City's head to a certain extent. Not without Kyrie, one of the great ball handlers and shot makers at his position, you know, in NBA history, really. But all the numbers are telling you that Oklahoma City is historic, so we'll see. We shall see. But last night they beat Memphis 120-103. Portland coming up tomorrow night at the Paycom Palace, 7 o'clock. Then they have a nationally televised ABC matchup at noon Sunday against Shea, the front runner for MVP, and the guy who's, according to a lot of the experts, 1 or 1A also, the Joker. Noon on ABC Sunday. All right, Parker, what do we have?
Zach in Purcell says, I'm a staunch believer in little rest. Keep it sharp.
Yeah, I think you have to rest some guys. Clearly, I mean, Chet, I don't know how bad but clearly they're being as careful as they can with him. But, yeah, like I said, look, Oklahoma City could clinch in like the next 3 games or something, couldn't they, I think? Well, maybe not 3, but it could happen very quickly. The Lakers are second now, and it might be OKC versus LeBron, Luka, and Hillbilly Kobe in the Western Conference Finals. That would be very interesting. The last time the Sooners were in an NCAA tournament game, right? It was Austin Reeves against Gonzaga, Drew Timme, Corey Kispert, Nembhard, all those guys. And Austin Reeves had a heck of a game at Gonzaga, won by, I think it was 15 or 16.
Tomorrow will mark the 5-year anniversary of the night that me and my college buddies were all out at Torchy's Tacos up on Robinson, eating queso and, of course, tacos. Pre-COVID, watching Austin Reeves drop the dagger at Schulmeyer Arena on top of a 40-piece. To help Oklahoma beat TCU. All was right in the world on that evening. And it hasn't been since, Steely.
I don't think we ever envisioned that, you know what, one day Austin Reeves is going to be the 3rd best player on the LA Lakers roster. And that's when LeBron, well, he's still the 3rd best, right?
I never imagined that Austin Reeves was going to be the 3rd best player on any NBA roster.
Yeah.
Let alone the Los Angeles freaking Lakers. He's been fantastic.
He has.
And his rise to stardom has been so much fun to watch. Because he had to come up the hard way, Steely. You know, he wasn't one of those first-round picks, had stuff handed to him as soon as he got to the league. You know, there's your starting job. There's your supermax contract.
Yeah.
Just go play basketball. No, he was a guy that was an undrafted free agent, had to work his way up through the G League, had to work his way first onto the roster, then into the rotation, then into the starting lineup. And now, of course, he getting paid.
Yeah, he is. Two-Star Shark said Matt Pinto blamed the officiating in that game. Yeah, the 73-point loss. I like Matt a lot. He's a good guy. He does a fantastic job, and that's still pretty funny. And I like, by the way, in the Michael Cage bingo game, and I like Michael Cage too. Look, do they homer it up some for the Thunder? Of course they do. Most teams have somewhat homerish announcers, but I find him good. I think Matt's excellent. I really like Matt a lot. And does he get after the officials? Of course. But what else do we need besides Hot Cup of Joe and, my goodness, have to come up with some others maybe, because I'm sure there's some I'm leaving out. But Shay and I are always looking for Hot Cup of Joe. That's when Isaiah Joe gets hot. And my goodness, it's usually comes forward when they're doing the replay of a call that doesn't go the Thunder's way. But I like those guys too. Okay, got to get out of here. Want to thank Hightower Clinical. Riverwind tomorrow. Come see us out there at the one and only Riverwind Casino. Friday. Great giveaways. The Golden Clovers giveaway drawings happening tomorrow night. Get out there, win your share of $80K cash and bonus play. And always have a great time out at Riverwind Casino. All right, OU women. We're leading last I saw by 11. I'm waiting for the score to pop up. I've got 15 seconds. 43-33, Oklahoma now leading by 10 in this game in Greenville, not Greenville, Greenville, South Carolina. Everybody have a great rest of your Thursday.